Welcome to the Talking the Line podcast, presented to you by Talking the Line Sports Media, giving you our best insights and analysis so you can rake in some cold hard cash on your next sports bet. Now sit on back, open up your mind, and let's cash some tickets. We can't thank you enough for joining us. We hope you enjoy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, degenerates and gamblers, far and wide. Welcome in to episode number 74 of the Talking the Line podcast. Hey, thank you so much for taking a few moments out of your day to come and kick it with the crew on this beautiful Tuesday of bets. Now, before we dive deep into today's slates, and boys and girls, do I mean deep, and talk some lines for you today, please take a few moments to smash that subscribe button on whatever platform you are currently ingesting the TTL Pod on. If you are watching it on YouTube, you might as well hit that notification bell as well so you never miss the start of a live show. But if you are listening to the audio recorded version on your favorite podcasting directory, make sure you hit it there as well because we do release the audio after every live show. Next item up on the docket, if you could also be so kind and you do have a few extra seconds, go ahead and hit that like button, leave us a comment down below, leave us a rating, all that good stuff. We can't tell you how much we appreciate it when you do, and it only helps us make TTL Sports Media bigger and better for each and every one of you. And last but not least here, head on over to this episode's description where you can locate the Talking the Line link tree. Within that link tree, you will find all of the TTL Crew's content so you can consume it however and whenever you please. Ladies and gentlemen and beautiful gambling people joining us on today's show, I am your humble host, Colt 45 Soroka, and once again, thank you so much for choosing to hammer in some bets with the TTL crew today. We got a loaded episode coming your way, but before we get into today's slates, today's analysis, and everything in between, let me bring in my partner, the man that I could not do this with, and the man do this without. I apologize.
I didn't even catch that.
The man I could not do this without. The man that I lock arm in arms with every single day, get deep in the trenches, and go back to battle with these sports books, and a man who is looking to right a few wrongs from yesterday after some bad beats. He's ready to get the money train back on the tracks and have it start steaming once again. So without further ado, the man, the myth, the degenerate gambling legend himself, Mr. Riley RMags Magnuson. Partner, how you doing over there today, pal?
My man, I'm feeling fresh and ready to rock. Beautiful Tuesday in the windy city of Chicago, and we're ready to rock and roll. Had a couple bad beats last night, as you mentioned, but short memory, no sweat. We're on to the next day.
On to the next day, my friends. You know us, blank slate. Time to keep it moving, keep it grooving. Yeah, not too bad of a day for the TTL crew yesterday. While we're on the topic, we might as well just stick with it and get right into yesterday's best bets of the day. So live on your screen, here they come, the recap from yesterday's action. RMags on the top left of your screen up there. He went 1-2 yesterday, got that one victory, thank heavens, in the ninth inning off back-to-back homers to cash that over. He needed it. Rough day for the Royals. Thought they would put up way more than that. That was a very rough beat. And then the Braves losing 11-1 to the Pirates right now. We are thinking of starting a segment called Fade -1.5 Mondays because seems like the big, large favorites on Mondays at -1.5 do not hit, and generally that opposing team gets the outright victory. So a little something might be coming here soon. But with that being said, over to the other side of the screen. You got my picks. Hope you decided to ride with me as well, because we got some good cashers in there and ended up getting some plus money and some good units if you did play all of our plays across the board. Went 2-1-1. My Cubbies, I thought they would be able to get it done in the first 5. Couldn't do it, but my favorite bet of the day, the Detroit Tigers. I told you guys I love this line. This is the perfect setup line for the Tigers. Got it done convincingly. Was up 9-0 in the closing moments of that game. So I actually have another play today that I like just as much as the Tigers yesterday, and wouldn't you know it, the line is the exact same. So I suggest you stick around for my best bets of the day. I got another plus money Pauly that I am guaranteeing makes it to the window this evening. Monday Madness Parlay. Rough start to the week for special plays. Gosh darn it, the Braves, what are we doing? The Giants ended up getting 3 runs, decided to finally start hitting the ball in the 8th inning. Very rough beat there, and then obviously Cubs pushed out. So the special play, 0-1 to start the week, but we got a juicy 2 for Tuesday parlay coming at you, let me tell you that.
One of our juicier
For sure for a 2-legger. However, closing out all of yesterday's best bets of the day, you see the Moneyline Dice. They are hot, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you have not been fading the dice. I hope you've been rocking with them. We always recommend putting at least a half a unit, or if you do have larger units, maybe a quarter unit down on the Moneyline Dice, because they are triple OT right now, or maybe HO triple T. Who knows, whichever way you like to say it. Hoot! But either way, now officially 30, 28, and 1 on the TTL Pod are the Moneyline Dice. So there you go. Yesterday's best bets of the day. Now, how about today? Told you. We got a show. Now, looked across the slates, said, boy, oh boy, we got plays from every slate today. So kicking off episode number 74, the TTL Pod, on this beautiful July 6th, 2021, we're going to get it started with the TTL Crew's best bets of the day. As always, my partner's going to get it going. He's got 2 picks coming at you, playing it safe, but loves the value, and I have also already hammered in his 2 best bets of the day. Now, we got 7, so that leaves 5 for me. Getting a little bit wild, but not too wild. I got 2 footy plays coming at you, some Euro 2020 plays. That's right, for the first time ever. I wanted to test the waters for a little while before I brought it to the pod, but it is coming here today, and we got 2 picks coming out of the Italy and Spain matchup today. And then I got 3 MLB matchups coming at you that I absolutely love. So that'll do it for the best bets of the day. Then we'll cook on over into the second segment, the special play, the aforementioned 2 for Tuesday parlay, 1 NBA leg, 1 MLB leg, parlayed up for plus 350 odds.
Baby, that's
so
juicy.
Nice and juicy. $20 burning a hole in your pocket, gonna get you a nice $60 plus return, $70 plus return actually. So make sure you stick around for the 2 for Tuesday parlay. And then wrapping up the first half of the show, the betting half of the show, all the analysis, the Moneyline Dice stopping by for their usual role today. They are targeting the matchup between the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Miami Marlins, with Gonsolin and Lopez on the mound for those 2 teams. So stay tuned. The Moneyline Dice are glistening in the TTL production studios already this morning. They're off camera. You can't see them, but they are looking good. And I had to bring a fire extinguisher on set just in case they decided to catch fire live. However, all that being said, that'll wrap up the betting half of the show. And then you know the deal. We'll get into the second half. Rants and reactions today, the match. We got to talk about that. We got your boy Roge, and we got Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Philly Mickelson, Bryson DeChambeau. We got plenty to talk about there. We're going to dive in to Les Habitants' victory last night in OT in Montreal. Going to give you some of my thoughts on what is to come in the Stanley Cup Finals. And
maybe a French lesson.
Maybe a French lesson as well, because I did turn French overnight. Outside of all of that, we'll bring you the hot takes, the nitty-gritty, the places that far other reporters like to go in the Rants and Reactions. And then, as always, closing out the show with my Motivation Minutes, going to give you a message on priming events. I'm going to let your mind wander on that. I'm not going to spill the beans here before we get into it. So if you want a little extra motivation, inspiration, get you through this day, in addition to some stone cold locks, analysis, and hot takes, stick around for the very end of the show. I'll be sure to deliver that to you. But for now, Cut all the banter, stop all the nonsense, quit the drama that you could go to every other sports media outlet and get. You come to the TTL podcast for the stone cold locks and running tickets to the window with the TTL crew all day and night long. And maybe a little of the motivation and comedy in between too. But either way, it's time to get episode number 74 of the TTL Pod started, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, if you haven't checked your calendars, July 6, 2021, the first segment of the day, the TTL crew's best bets of the day, and the first half of the first segment, RMags, best bets of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, my man is ready to rock and roll. He has the hammer wielded in hand. He's got two best bets coming at you today, and I am all over the place with him. He says, you know what, partner? I'm going to change up what I've been doing a little bit. We're going to revamp the handicapping that we've been doing because, hey, name of the game, you always got to improve. So I cannot wait to hear what you got to lay down. And folks, I suggest you rip out those sports books. Get ready to smash these plays in. And without further ado, as always, partner, you have the floor.
Alrighty. I appreciate it. First two plays, as my partner mentioned, MLB and NBA. I'll kick it off with the MLB. And I'm going Red Sox versus Angels tonight. Nathan Eovaldi versus Shohei Ohtani. And I'm actually going to be going with the Red Sox money line. Now, I suppose you might want me to start with the elephant in the room and explain to you why I'm fading Shohei Ohtani. So this guy, Shohei Ohtani, he's coming off of one of the worst performances on the mound in his career, and I'm not really predicting a bounce back here. I love Shohei Ohtani, but in this case, I think it's a little bit of a command issue. He was pulled in the first inning. You know, if he came back and kind of straightened himself out, got out of that inning, and was able to improve on the rest of that start, might be a different story. But he was pulled in the first inning, could see issues again. He had 4 walks in that inning. I'm seeing a bit of a command issue there that continues today. Not saying he's going to get pulled in the first inning like he did in that start necessarily, but I think he's going to have some struggles, earlier on in the first few innings at least, and give up a few runs here. I don't think it's a matter of home and away. His home starts have been really good on the season, but like I'm trying to say here, it's more of a command issue that's going to be bugging him here for a couple of starts, in my opinion. And I mentioned that command. He's facing a Red Sox team, last 10 versus righties, that's got a 3.64 OBP, so they know how to get on base in those situations. And on the other flip side of this, I really like Nathan Eovaldi to stay hot. His top-of-the-line numbers are actually pretty solid, and he's starting to get scorching hot, to say the least. His team's record in his starts on the season, 11-6, but in his last 2 starts, 14 2/3 innings pitched, only 1 earned run allowed. That was 1 solo home run. He's got the last 2 wins in his starts for the Red Sox. He's actually been better on the road this season as well. He's got a 3.08 ERA. So I like him to keep that going, stay very, very hot today. If you need some trends, Red Sox actually a pretty damn hot team right now. 10-1 straight up over their last 11 games overall. 6-1 straight up their last 7 in Anaheim. 3-1 straight up against these Angels in 2021, whether it's home or away. And on the season, they are actually the best road team in baseball as it stands right now.
Okay.
Used to be the Rays. They've been tanking games on the road, and now the Red Sox are starting to clip along. You know, we've been pretty decent all season, and obviously 10-1 straight up the last 11 doesn't hurt that. But nonetheless, this team is really scorching along right now. That pitching staff has been, picking up the slack. So, all in all, I like Shohei Ohtani to have a few more issues today, and Eovaldi to stay hot. So I'm rocking with the Red Sox money line today, partner.
I agree with you, my friend. I think that everybody and their dogs is going to be running to the Angels as an underdog, no pun intended, with Shohei Ohtani on the mound. I think this line is just right, and I think Vegas is going to cash in today, and I think we're on the right side. Red Sox have absolutely heated up out of nowhere. They were looking they were going to slump a little bit here midseason, and now they are back on the ball. They are tearing the cover off the ball, and I think they do just that, as my partner said here early, against Shohei Ohtani, as much as I hate to say it. So, already locked it in. I suggest you guys do 2. First best bet coming from RMags, the Boston Red Sox money line. And that's only 1 now, partner. So, you got a little something else coming, huh?
I do. I mentioned it's going to be out of the NBA. Obviously going to be out of the NBA Finals Game 1. I'm not taking a side on this one. That spread, I'm sure partner and I might both have a little bit of an opinions come game time, and we might have a pick. But as far as the total here, we are sticking with the under 219. I'm thinking at least one or both of these teams are going to come out flat in this game. The big money split is actually on the over. The big bet slip percentage is on the over. 68% of the bets coming in on the over, while 52% of the money is coming in on the under. So a nice split right there, right in that sweet spot. Not too massive of a split. Nice, nice sweet spot there where we like that under, getting a slight majority of the money there. On the playoffs as a whole here, you've got the Bucks at 5-4-1 to the under on the road in the playoffs, while the Suns 4-3-1 to the under at home. Obviously, those aren't the biggest numbers, but they are staying positive in both cases to the under. And historically in game ones, a lot of the time you see whether at kind of like what I was saying, either if it's not one, it's typically both of them coming out a little bit flat. Big game jitters, the biggest games of many of these dudes' careers. They've never been to the finals. I'm honestly not sure if there's anybody that's been to the finals on either of these teams.
Yeah.
Maybe one or two. I'm honestly not sure. I didn't look that far into it. But nonetheless, I think we're going to see him coming out flat. Shooting woes are going to be a little tricky here to feel out the series. And we see this game staying well under. I'm not saying, like we were seeing with some of those Suns-Clippers games where neither team is cracking 100. I'm not saying that. But I think we see it, a 110, 104 type game here in this one, partner. What you think?
I got to agree with you 150%, and I can't add anything onto what you said. The one thing, and this is going to be a free plug, you're welcome, Barstool Sportsbook is running the Overs Club today. And what that is an exclusive $100 bet to get an exclusive jacket. However, the over must hit. Some of those promotions on our Barstool Sportsbook have been hitting pretty good, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I'm gonna fade the hell out of that. We're sticking with the under. This total's not going over here today, and I think I don't want to say rust, but I think a little bit of that flat early game one here coming out is going to play very large.
Sure. I think the Suns, overall in the series, I think that rest that they had, rest advantage over the Bucks is going to play well into the entire series. But I think coming out, it's going to be a little bit of rust, as you kind of mentioned in there. So, second play and final play out of me is coming out of the NBA Finals Game 1 under 219.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. RMags, 2 best bets of the day. Nice and easy, right on through it. Gave them right to you. Hope you already locked them in and they're already in your active bet slip for today. Let's keep this show moving right on along. Keep it moving, keep it grooving. How you doing? You know the deal. Second half of the first segment of episode 74 on this beautiful July 6, 2021. It's time for my best bets of the day, ladies and gentlemen. I am feeling real good today. Much like my partner, we got a lot of answers yesterday, a lot of stuff we've been trying to find out, and we corrected our mistakes. Now, granted, might have not had the best day overall, but we faded some positions that we typically would have taken, and those spots lost. So we're very happy. We're starting to find some real things, and I don't know why it took halfway through the MLB season, but we're getting right along here.
And not to toot your own horn, toot your horn here, but I mean, you look at that Mets-Brewers game yesterday, the large majority of the public's thinking Brandon Woodruff on the mound.
Easy
Mets
money.
Offense ain't anything special.
Rookie pitcher.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the other aspect too. Yep.
Not so sure.
Yep.
Not so sure. I actually did a little on the money line either way. So, hey, get off of that. We're in yesterday. Great plays. Let's get on today. We're not tooting horns. We're getting into today's plays. So, everything revamped. You know the deal. Here we go. Light speed. Get those sports books back out. Get ready to hammer these bad boys in. First spot we're going. Hit the All Sports. Hit the Euro 2020 box because we're going to the footy pitch. And my first 2 picks of the day are coming right from there. So here we go. My first best bet of the day actually coming out of both of them, so I'll tell you them right both here. I'm taking Italy to advance, not the Italy money line, Italy to advance or to qualify for the next round, and over 2.5 goals in Italy versus Spain. Couple key reasons why I'm taking this. Italy has been an absolute wagon over the course of the entire Euro 2020. They've won 5 out of their last 5 games overall. No ties, no draws, no nothing. They have been dominant. Whereas Spain, they've only won 2 out of their last 5, and those other 3 have been draws. 2 1-1 draws and 1 0-0 draw. So I like the Italy boys to come out hot here against a team in Spain that seems to be a little bit tired now. They've been in some doggone battles, and they came off of a late game in their last matchup against the Swedes. So I do believe that Italy has just enough. Now, I'm not going to take the money line just in case this does go to PKs, which I don't think it does, but the safe bet here is Italy to advance. All of that brings me to my over 2.5 play. Now, Spain has 2 overs in their last 5, but when the pressure has been on for them and they've needed to get goals in net, they have got goals in net. Now for Italy, they have gone over in 4 out of their last 5 and scored at least 2 goals twice and 3 goals the other 2 times. So they have been putting balls in net regardless of the opponent, regardless of the pressure, regardless of anything. They've been getting the job done. I honestly see this game ending 3-1, somewhere right in that ballpark. However, 2-1 gets the job done. Sure. I see Italy jumping out early to a 2-0 lead. I got to be honest with you. And then maybe at halftime, right before half, we might see this 2-1. I think this cashes in the first half. We're talking 2 of the heavyweights in this Euro 2020 this year. And I think this, you're getting right about plus 136 odds on this. So the over 2.5 is a no-brainer for me in this matchup.
I'll be riding it with you. I trust you on this one. I am not the footy guy, so I cannot lend any analysis whatsoever on top of that. What you laid down sounded pretty damn solid there, but, well, that's interesting.
That's bizarre. If that's really you, hi, Miss Rachel. That's bizarre. Okay, moving right along. There's
interesting comments here.
There's my first 2. What the fuck? What the fuck is going on right now? All right, 2 best bets of the day. Italy to advance and over 2.5 goals in Italy and Spain. Moving right along, ladies and gentlemen, here we go into my 3rd best bet of the day. Going to the MLB now, and I am, for my first matchup, going to the Oakland Athletics versus the Houston Astros. I am taking the Houston Astros money line in this game, and let me tell you why. Both teams are actually coming off of 1-day rest, and on equal rest, Houston is 47-30 straight up, with Oakland being 44-35 straight up. So Houston just a little bit better in that category, but they have been a little bit better more recently on 1-day rest. This pitching matchup also looms very large for me. You got Chris Bassett on the mound for the A's and Framber Valdez on the mound for the Houston Astros. Now, Bassett hasn't been anything bad. He's been really doggone good, actually, but I think this is a spot where you can really fade him. He's got 9 starts overall on the road, and that is what I mean by where you can fade him. In those 9 starts, 226 on base percentage, or opponent batting average, with also a 3.52 ERA over 53 2/3 innings pitched compared to his 2.55 ERA over 53 innings pitched at home. So he gets a little bit more struggly on the road, if you will, and he's given up 13 earned runs actually in his last 5 road starts. Houston has been consistent against him in their careers against him. 128 plate appearances. They have a 269 batting average, 331 OBP, and an OPS of 722. Not to mention, Houston has been hitting right-handed pitching all season long very well at home. They are 259 at the plate, 358 on base percentage, and scoring right about 5.85 runs per 9. Last but not least, the last time that these Astros faced Bassett, they won the game on April 1st, 2021, 8-1. So do I think it's going to be that much of a landslide? No, but I think it's still going to be pretty doggone similar. Because that brings me to Valdez. He has been doggone good after coming off of the injured list early here in the season. He's had a few bumps in the roads here in his last couple matchups, but he has been dominant at home. He's had 3 home starts overall, 2-0 record, 191 opponent batting average allowed, 2.00 ERA, and he's done all of this over 18 innings of work. He's handled Oakland's bats very well in the past, 29 at-bats overall, so a small sample size, but I like it to continue to drop down. 185 batting average, 185 OBP, and a 433 OPS. Last but not least, Oakland is struggling at the dish versus lefties right now. Their last 5 overall versus left-handed pitching, 149 at the plate, 219 OBP, and only scoring 2.89 runs per 9. If that doesn't all do it for you, let me toss some trends your direction. Houston is 4-1 straight up in their last 5 Tuesday games. Homer for day of the week trends. Houston 12-4 straight up in their last 16 games versus a right-handed starter. Houston is 19-7 straight up in their last 26 home games versus a team with a winning record. Houston is 4-0 straight up in the last 4 games when Valdez gets 4 days rest or more. Now for Oakland, they are 0-4 straight up in the last 4 game 1 of a series. They are 0-5 straight up after allowing 2 runs or less in their previous game, coming off of that 1-0 loss to Boston on Sunday. And Oakland is 3-8 the last 11 meetings overall. And if you're thinking that Bassett might have some doggone success, let me tell you, Houston 5-0 straight up in their last 5 versus a pitcher with a whip less than 1.10. So they should have some very good success here today. Do I think it's 8-1? No, but I think we see something around a little 6-2, 6-3. Nice, easy cash money here for the Houston Astros money line today.
I'll be right there with you, my man. I love the Astros today. Love Framber Valdez. Got no issues back in this one. I don't think there's going to be fishy line action here in this one. So I will be right there with you. Happy to fade Chris Bassett on the road there. So let's keep it moving.
Keep it moving. Thank you, sir. Into my 4th best bet of the day. Second MLB bet of the day. I am going to the matchup between the St. Louis Cardinals and the San Francisco Giants. And before you start shaking a stick at me, calling me crazy, I'm taking the San Francisco Giants again, but this time I'm taking the Giants money line. I think this is priced just right. I think St. Louis is actually too little of a dog for how Wainwright has pitched overall on the road so far this season. I just mentioned it, so I might as well get into it. Today's pitching matchup, Adam Wainwright versus Johnny Cueto. Now, Wainwright for the Cards, man, that is going to be a mouthful to keep saying here. Wainwright has started to look better as of late. However, he hasn't faced any prolific offenses. He's faced Colorado, Pittsburgh, Atlanta, who is obviously colder than cold, Miami twice, and then Cleveland. None of those teams have been able to really put up any runs over the course of the last month here. And even though he has been doggone decent overall so far this season, his struggles have all come from the road. He did really good in his last 2 road starts, but once again, that was against Colorado and against Arizona. You don't really ever know what you're going to get from the Rockies. They are good at Coors Field, but you never really know this season. And obviously, we all know the D-backs are a dumpster fire. So, about those road starts, he's had 6 of them overall. He's got a 2-2 record with a 260 opponent batting average allowed, 5.35 ERA, and he's done all of that over 33 2/3 innings of work. San Francisco has handled him well in the past, and I like these numbers to go up today because it is a little bit smaller of a sample size. 67 at-bats, 221 opponent batting average allowed, 229 on-base percentage for the Giants, and 634 OPS. So I like those to tick up a little bit here today, especially after the Giants having a rough start to the game and then the offense catching fire at the very end. I like them to keep that momentum rolling here today. And last but not least, yesterday the Giants faced Kim, the lefty. They've been a little bit weird against lefties. I will admit that. I thought they were hot enough to overcome it, but not against righties. Right now in their last 5 against right-handed pitching, they're hitting 288 at the plate, 364 OBP, and scoring 6.52 runs per 9. And they have hit right-handed pitching extremely well at home all season. I won't give you those numbers, but you can fact check me if you want. They're even better than their last 5 versus righties. As for Cueto, I know he hasn't been the best, and I know you might think that anytime you see him on the bump, it's kind of fade territory. One thing he has been good at this year is bouncing back. When he gives up some runs and he needs to bounce back in the next game, he does so. And once again, he's found himself in that position here versus the Cardinals. I think he's going to be just fine because his home starts have been way better across the board than his road starts. He's had 7 starts at home. The Giants are 5-2 with him on the bump, 236 opponent batting average allowed, 2.81 ERA, and he's done all of that over 41 2/3 innings. So I love him to remain dominant at home, and not to mention, hasn't faced the Cards for quite some time now. It's been about 2 years. And the last time he lost that matchup. If you go back in the trends, Cueto has consistently, after losing to the Cardinals in his previous matchup, he's fired up. He wants to get his lick back. He gets the win in the next Cardinal matchup. I had no idea, dove deep, and that seems to be a consistent trend for Mr. Cueto. If you don't like all of that, if you think I'm foo-fooing you, let me give you some key trends here. The Cardinals, 1-6 straight up in their last 7 games versus a team with a winning record. The Cardinals are also 1-7 in their last 8 games straight up versus a team with a home winning percent of greater than 600. The Cardinals are also 2-10 in their last 12 games straight up versus a right-handed starter. The Giants, 40-18 straight up in their last 58 home games. 35-16 in their last 51 as a home favorite. 8-1 straight up in their last 9 versus the NL Central, and 23-5 straight up in Cueto's last 28 starts on 4 days rest or more. So I'm not worried about Cueto at all here. You got some really key trends backing him, and I think the Giants do just enough. Might be a little sweaty early. We might go back and forth here once again, but I think the Giants get this win. No problem, no harm, no foul. Giants, money line, 4th best bet of the day.
I know
you're on the fence.
I'm on the fence about this one. I love your analysis. You had some interesting stuff there. The Cardinals team has been a little sneaky lately, kind of, I guess. I am just a little more skeptical about Cueto, if I'm being totally honest.
Sure.
But you laid some solid analysis down, so we'll see on my part.
I've been very proficient in picking and choosing the places when to ride and fade Cueto.
Yeah.
So,
you have.
And I think I think this is one of those riding spots. Matter of fact, I believe it is one of those riding spots. So 4th best bet of the day, one more time, Giants full game money line. And wrapping things up, my 5th and final best bet of the day. This might be my favorite bet across the entire card, across at least my card at the bare minimum. Let me get into it. I'm going to the matchup between the New York Yankees and the Seattle Mariners, and I am taking the Seattle Mariners money line. I told you at the top of the show, I feel exactly the same way about this play that I did yesterday about the Tigers, and the line is right about exactly the same, right around plus 132. I absolutely love the Mariners in this spot. And you might not have known that the Mariners are 5 games over 500 right now at 45-40, and the Yankees are only 1 game over 500 at 42-41. So the Yankees have kind of found themselves a seat on the struggle bus as of late, last few weeks of June, and definitely rolling in here to July, coming off of a few rough beatdowns in the Subway Series against the Mets over the weekend, and Seattle's actually starting to pick some things up here. However, I like the pitching matchup a lot here today. Jameson Taillon on the mound for the Yankees and Justice Sheffield on the mound for the M's. Taillon has not been good at all, and particularly not good on the road. 15 starts for him this season, 3-4 record, 269 opponent batting average allowed, 327 on base percentage, 5.43 ERA, and a 1.36 whip, all over 69 2/3 innings pitched. His 5 road starts, however, he's 0-3 with a 385 opponent batting average allowed and an 11.12 ERA on the road. Only in 17 innings pitched. He is getting mashed on the road regardless of the team, regardless of the ballpark. And it is a very small sample size, but some of the best bats in this lineup have handled Taillon extremely well in their career. Only 9 at-bats, but 444 opponent batting average, 444 on base percentage, and a 1.000 OPS. So I like them to handle Taillon just fine. I don't think he is going to dominate them at all. And last final closing thought on Taillon, he's averaging a barrel rate about 10.7% right now. So he is allowing loads and loads of hard contact. Not to mention the WRC plus for the league right now is right about 100. The M's over the course of June are right at 105. So they have been absolutely putting runs up when they need to. They've been getting the job done, and I think they just do fine against Taillon today. I think they might put up 7 runs on this guy. I don't know, but I know it's a little lofty, but I absolutely love them to get it done. However, you got Justice Sheffield on the mound for the M's, and you might look at him and think you really need to fade him, and I wouldn't I wouldn't tell you you're wrong. However, he's been a little bit better than what you would think, and he's actually handled the Yankees pretty doggone well. 21 at-bats against them, only a .260 batting average and .260 on-base percentage, a .708 OPS. I like those numbers that kind of continue to drive down because of that small sample size. Some of those guys only have 2-3 hits, and it's inflating those numbers a lot. So I think those numbers go down through the floor today because the Mariners' MO is to close these games out at the very end and get these sneaky victories. And the Yankees' MO right now is to not be able to close out games and let these games slip away. I think that's how this game plays out tonight, but a couple key trends as to why I also believe all this is going to happen. The Yankees are 0-5 straight up in their last 5 games during game 1 of a series. They are also 0-4 in the last 4 game 1 of a series. Let me restart this so I say this right. This is hard. The Yankees are 0-4 straight up in the last 4 tailing starts in game 1 of a series. There we go. The Yankees 1-5 in their last 6 versus a team with a winning record, and 1-4 straight up in their last 5 games as a road favorite. Seattle 5-0 straight up in the last 5 Sheffield starts versus a team with a winning record. 4-0 straight up in their last 4 home games versus a team with a winning record. 6-1 in their last 7 versus the AL East, and 10-4 in their last 14 games as an underdog. Give me all of the Mariners money line here today. I love them. This is probably my best bet of the day. So one final time, 5th and final one for me. Seattle Mariners money line.
I love it, my man. The Yankees are one of the teams that I always have to look real carefully at because obviously there's certain spots to back them. But when you get them minus 150-ish on the road against a team that they actually, when you look closer, they're not even better than, you have to really consider fading them. There's teams, I don't know, I've been a proponent of it in all sports. You look at college basketball with Duke this past year. Duke basketball, there's such a massive fan base around the entire country that, I mean, they were one of the worst teams ATS, and people will still pour money into them, even when they're the favorites, because people love backing them, and the Yankees are the poster child for that in the major leagues.
So one key thing I wanted to say, so you said right around plus 150?
Minus 150 for the Yanks.
Oh, for the Yanks, okay. Never mind. So, like, if you see a dog at plus 150, that's right. Easy. This plus 130, that's right in the ballpark, and you're right. That minus 150 for that favorite, that's right in that
Especially
beautiful
a
ballpark.
Road favorite.
Yeah. I mean,
it's a team that's been really fucking good at home.
Yeah, and I mean, you want to lay the chalk with that, go right ahead, but I will gladly be taking the Seattle Mariners money line. So there you go. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. All of the TTL Crew's best bets of the day locked and loaded. Let's keep this show steaming on down the tracks with today's special play of the day, the aforementioned Twofer Tuesday Parlay. Now, I told you that we got one MLB leg and one NBA leg on this bad boy. We're actually not taking any new plays here. We didn't analyze anything else. We didn't target anything else. Well, we did, but we just didn't like it as much as these 2 plays. So nothing really else to give you but the 2 legs on the Twofer Tuesday Parlay. Leg number 1 out of the Suns and Bucks matchup tonight. Under 218.5, 219, wherever you're seeing it at on your favorite book. And the Seattle Mariners money line. Parlay those 2 bad boys up, you're going to get right around plus 350 odds. I like this parlay a doggone lot. It's kind of fade the public favorite Twofer Tuesday parlay, if you will.
A little bit.
Public's loving the over, and the public is loving the Yankees. So, hey, think we're going to fade the public. You know the deal. When everybody zigs, we zag over here at the TTL Pod. So there's the Twofer Tuesday parlay. But if you didn't rip out your sports books as I was delivering that to you, and you kind of missed a little bit, or maybe you're tuning in late and you didn't get all of our best bets of the day, not to fret, because you tuned in at the perfect time. It's time to put our best bets of the day up live on the screen for the first time on this beautiful July 6th, 2021. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Best bets of the day now live on your screen. On the left side of your screen, you got RMags picks one more time with his 2 best bets of the day. He's got the Boston Red Sox full game money line and the under 219 game total in Milwaukee Bucks versus the Phoenix Suns. Over on to the right side of your screen, you got my picks for the day. Got 5 best bets coming at you. Italy to advance. Italy versus Spain over 2.5 goals. San Francisco Giants full game money line. Houston Astros full game money line, and Seattle Mariners full game money line. There you go, the 7 best bets of the day. And then all below that, the Twofer Tuesday parlay, today's special play, the Milwaukee Bucks versus Phoenix Suns under 219, and the Seattle Mariners money line parlayed for, once again, right about plus 350 odds. Let's get a special play to the window here, my friend.
How about it?
I like the look of this card. Matter of fact, I love the look of this card. I know I always say it, but I do it every day just in case. I got the broom out of the closet. It's nice and cleaned off, ready for some sweeping here this evening. Do have to apologize to you folks, though. We got some late cards going on here.
Yep.
Make sure you re-up on the nitroglycerin pills before this evening's action starts.
You got the finals at 8 o'clock, though, so you can have some MLB on the side there. It shouldn't keep you, that baseball shouldn't keep you up too much longer than the finals game, I don't think.
The Mariners game starts at 8:40.
Okay. Well,
So it's gonna be late night. Either way,
it's late night. Yeah.
Either way, get your nitroglycerin pills in. That's what I'm trying to tell you, because we're gonna be up late night cashing tickets all evening to the wee hours of the morning. So there you go. There you have it. I'll leave it up there just for a few brief seconds so you guys can hammer anything in that you missed or you didn't catch me say.
How about that 1993 Talking Stick Arena Court? Don't think that's what it was called back then. But,
okay. All right.
That's a 1993 NBA. I don't know if it was from the NBA Finals, but it's from 1993 when they were last in the NBA Finals.
All right. I wonder who put this graphic together.
Who's to say?
Who's to say? Who's to know? Thank you, partner. I certainly appreciate it. And thank you for giving me that update. I had no idea that's what that actually was. So there you go. The best bets of the day and the Two for Tuesday parlay special play. Let's keep it going. Final segment of the first half of the show. You see the Moneyline Dice on the screen now as well. One more time rolling today for the matchup between the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Miami Marlins. So here we go. Let's get into it. Today's Moneyline Dice roll of the day. All right. So without further ado, as I get our honorable guests out and live on set, partner, could you be so kind as to indulge myself and all of our kind fans out there as to who is the home team, who is the away team here this evening, who's coming in as the favorite and the dog, as I'm sure probably we could all guess. What's a little bit of the total going on there, and then any outstanding storylines we should all know that you think. After you complete all of that, I will be right back for you, and we'll get you some dice live on the screen.
Alrighty. So, as my partner mentioned, we've got the Dodgers and Marlins here. Dodgers coming in as the road team in this matchup, coming into Miami. We've got Tony Gonsolin on the mound for the Dodgers, 1-0 record, 2.81 ERA versus Pablo Lopez for the Marlins, 4.5 record, 2.97 ERA. He has been pretty damn solid. Gonsolin on the season, this is going to be his 6th appearance, I believe. He has allowed 1 earned run in each of his appearances. However, he has not gone further than 4 innings pitched. So this is going to be, at least 2/3 of a bullpen day here, probably for the Dodgers if this trend continues. However, they have won all 5 games in which he has appeared in this year. Now on the other side, you got Pablo Lopez, who has been one of our favorite guys to back in certain spots because he is really solid. But you can never really trust this Marlins team too much. He is a right-hander. He's got a 2.97 ERA, as I mentioned. And in his home starts, he's got a 2.01 ERA. So he has been pretty damn solid at home. Having said all of that, the Dodgers are coming in as the favorite. Obviously, the better team, 53-32 compared to Miami's 36-47. Dodgers on the money line, minus 134, with the Marlins coming in at plus 118, plus 120 range. The run line here, Dodgers minus 1.5 at plus 134, with the Marlins plus 1.5 at minus 139. Dodgers getting a lot of the action here on the money line, 87% of the bets with 76% of the money, so some bigger money coming in on the Marlins with Pablo Lopez there. That total is set at 8 runs as we sit right now. A little bit of a big split here of differing opinions. 61% of the bets on the under, however, 92% of the money coming in on the under. So some massive money coming in on that under 8. Got some faith in these arms and not much faith in the offenses. Partner, are we about ready? As you sip some coffee.
I apologize.
Yes.
Good, Joe. Yes, we are more than about ready here for today's Moneyline Dice roller today. Hey, cheers to y'all out there if you're sipping some coffee while we're breaking down some bets here for you. Cheers to you.
Cheers.
All right, back in action here, you sons of guns. Now, for the first time, live on your screen, July 6, 2021. I'm going to make sure you know what today's date is before this show is over. The Moneyline Dice, now live in prime time as always, just glistening off of the TTL production studio lighting. I mean, just glistening, ladies and gentlemen.
Gotta get some power shots in here.
And, you know, before we even dive deep into this, let me just remind you, because so many people are always asking, want to know, want to get, want to see how they can acquire their own Moneyline Dice. Well, we make it super easy for you. In order to get them, don't go searching the interweb, don't go hitting the old Google machine. Just go to this episode's description. Down at the very bottom, you're going to see the MoneylineDice.com website. Now, they got plenty of other merchandise outside of just the Moneyline Dice, and it's actually pretty doggone fire if I do say so myself. However, nothing is off limits. You can load up on anything you want, stick it in your cart, and when you get to that cart, you're going to enter code TTL10 at checkout, TTL10. You're going to get 10% off your first order at MoneylineDice.com. And in case you forget the offer code, you can just look at it right in this episode's description as well. We paste it right in there. So go head on over to MoneylineDice.com. Start rolling with the crew. Now is the best time because apparently right at the beginning of July is when Moneyline Dice catch fire. So I suggest you get your own set, start rolling with the crew, or hell, don't even roll with us. Roll on your own and let the all-knowing Moneyline Dice start cashing some damn tickets for you. But now, let's get into today's Moneyline Dice roll of the day.
Alrighty.
Scoot them on over here, my friend.
Feeling pretty damn good, huh, Dice?
Feeling good, they are. First things first, home or away roll. Are we going to be taking the home team, Miami Marlins, Juntos Miami, or the away team, Los Angeles Dodgers? In 3, in 2, in 1. Away team Dodgers.
Away team Dodgers.
Okie dokie then. Now, will we be taking them on their money line, or do the dice have confidence in them to get it done by 2 or more? We all find out in 3, in 2, in 1.
Whoa.
Woo!
Where are we at here?
Money line.
Money line.
Money line it is. I can reach across for you, partner, unless you got it. All right. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The first selection, not made official yet. First selection, Los Angeles Dodgers, money line. Now you know the deal, wild card die. Are we going to double down? Are we going to have to reroll? Or the dice just going to skip it all and say, hey, we got to play on the total 2. So without further ado, now live on your screen for the first time in 3, in 2, in 1.
That's a re-roll.
Re-roll it is. Okay.
Re-rolls,
so we'll skip all the fanfare this time around. You know the deal.
Dice, come on.
Here we go. First roll, home away. Switching their mind to the home team. They wanted to say, hey, we need a little extra screen time today. Wanted to get back to the home team. So, home team money line or run line? Run line it is. Okay, so Marlins plus 1.5, unofficial. Wild card die. Shoot.
It's all the way over there. Goodness gracious, Dice. What are we doing today?
Away ATS.
Away ATS.
Okay, my friends. Well, one more time. Here we go. The dice are wanting some screen time. Home or away? Away team.
Away team Dodgers. I would be
back to the away
shit,
team,
but they've been doing this lately, and it's been working.
And it's been working for them.
So...
I ain't talking shit. ATS or money line?
ATS.
Whoa.
Dodgers minus 1.5.
And
all right, Dice. We got to get on with the show here. Over
total.
8 runs.
Over 8 runs. So the dice have spoken. If you want a guaranteed take 2 tickets to the window tonight, you heard it here first, courtesy of the Moneyline Dice. Los Angeles Dodgers minus 1.5 and over 8.5 runs in tonight's matchup. Thank you, Dice.
Thank you, Dice.
We appreciate you. You know, you need a little extra screen time. I understand.
Seriously.
I can't fault you for that. But as you said, partner, third roll has been
second and third roll.
Have been killing.
Going well.
Killing for the dice. So
I don't
there
know
you
if
go.
You heard me though. The over, I believe, as long as I make sure I get that correctly. Dice saying screw you to that big money. Not 61% on the under. Bets 92% of the money on the under.
Oh, can you say severe monetary liability? Yeah. The dice are seeking it out. They're saying, hey, Vegas ain't going to trick us on this one. We're taking the over. So there you go. One final time for you, those of you not watching live or the recorded video. Take tonight per the Moneyline Dice, the all-knowing, all-powerful, ever-present Moneyline Dice. Los Angeles Dodgers, -1.5 and over 8.5 runs. Once again, thank you, Dice.
Thank you, Dice.
Thank you, Dice. There we go. We appreciate your presence. Thank you, sir. Let me get these Moneyline Dice back in the handy carrying case that they so valuably come in.
That's like a 17-9 stretch right now.
Yeah, it's a stretch and a half for the Dice. Let me tell you that much. Have a great day, Dice. We will see you on tomorrow's show. Thank you for popping on in. Ladies and gentlemen, producer Colt has to make some quick adjustments here, so we're all in business for the second half of the show. There you go. There's the Moneyline Dice roll of the day. Everything looking good on this end. All right. As always, ladies and gentlemen, if you are one of the kind, degenerate gambling folks that just decides to stop by the TTL Pod for the first half of the show for our best bet, special play analysis, trends, and everything in between, that officially does it for the first half. We got no more best bets. Well, we might, because we got some potential betting stuff to get into for the second half of the show as well. But that does it. We're giving you everything we are 150% hammering in today. So if you are officially headed out of here, as always, we hope you have a spectacular rest of your Tuesday, unless you have other plans. But don't stay away for too long. Come on back around for Wednesday's show, because we need your help bankrupting these sports books one play at a time. So we'll see you. Peace and love. But for the rest of you sticking around for the second half of the show, the time where we let the hair down a little bit, drop it into first gear, kick it back, talk some shit, some nonsense, and everything in between. You ready?
Oh, I'm very ready.
I am too. So I suppose it's time to get into today's Rants and Reactions. All right, here we go. As always, partner, while I get situated over here for the next about 45 minutes or so. How you doing? How you grooving? You're looking good over there. Showed up to the studio this morning, beaming with the smile on your face. So what do you got to report?
Report? I got nothing to report. I'm ready to get rocking and rolling on some ranting to do.
All right. Well, hot damn. Let's get right on into it then, my friends. Here we go. Actually, let me close this last thing out. All right. So, kicking things off today, we discussed a lot about the Olympics coming up here soon. The TTL crew is still on the fence if we will be boycotting or not. Not 100% certain what we'll be doing. If you guys are thinking about it, hey, drop us a comment. Let us know, and we'll start this whole coalition of the United States boycotting the Olympics. Can we get it done? I don't know, but hey, the jury is still out. We'll see what happens.
Sticking with the Olympics, I was listening to the director of FanDuel Sportsbook. Someone was asking him about what type of offerings for the Olympics. Still getting ironed out, but there may be some restrictions depending on certain athletes' age. Probably not a good idea to be betting on 14-year-olds, 16-year-olds. But
probably not.
Going to be some offerings. I've already peeked out. There's already some like women's and men's basketball. I think they're still obviously they're not at the Olympics, but I think they're still doing qualifying stuff, obviously. So there's gonna be some good stuff coming out for those.
I would have to agree with you. I'm excited to see if we got like some javelin, some shot put, some stuff going on. Who knows? Speaking of listening to odds makers or traders or whatever the case might be on your favorite sports book, went back and forth with FanDuel Sportsbook yesterday. Pretty doggone cool. Ever since, and sorry if you don't get this, but ever since we kind of started this and have had some content roll out and stuff like that, they have been extremely responsive to me. So, hey, FanDuel, thank you guys so much. Ever in the future, you guys are looking to partner, get one of them fish out of the sea. Hey, we're always here and available, but let's leave that to the side for now. However, was talking with them yesterday, and I noticed that some of the guys that we follow within gambling Twitter, some of the guys we're close with, have been playing the first inning over under 0.5 runs, so half a run. So I like those overs. I told you I was actually going to do that instead of the daily draw. I was going to do the Yurfie yes runs in the first inning. And I got to looking through it, and I couldn't find anything anywhere. And I even had Mags break it down. I was like, hey, man, can you look through a couple of these games and see if I'm just like missing something here? Like, I just want it so bad I can't see it. So I reached out to him. I was like, hey, is this not available? Whatever. To which they responded that their traders have confirmed that it is not available in Illinois, but they are working actively on it and should potentially by the end of the next couple of weeks here have the yes runs in the first inning available to Illinois sportsbooks users. So got that update. Good stuff coming here. You heard it here first from the TTL crew. Heard it from my mouth, coming right your way, your fee. Yes runs in the first inning to a FanDuel sportsbook near you.
Right, because it was goofy. They do offer like 0 runs, 1 runs, 2 runs, and it's like, all right, well, I'm not betting 1 run.
And then they go 2,
plus.
and then I'm screwed, right? So I was like, I'm not gonna do that here today. I don't need that. So that's why I decided not to put out that play. If you guys were anticipating me putting that out yesterday, I could not find the bets because they were not available. But today might have a daily draw in mind. That's a big might.
Might have saved you though, because I believe I guessed that you were going to put the Sox and Twins on there, and I don't believe they scored.
I don't think they did either. So hey, pretty doggone cool. So there you go. A little bit of random rabbit holes to kick off today's Rants and Reactions. Big thing I wanted to talk about coming up today. Not exactly sure what time. Let me tell you exactly what time.
I believe it's 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
The same thing
All
here.
right. Well, it is the match. Aaron Roge and Bryson DeChambeau versus Philly Mickelson, the lefty, and Tom Brady. Now, we've already kind of talked about it, partner. I could just about guess where you're going to go, where you're going to lie.
Honestly, so just to say it, there's a 0% chance that I could possibly bring myself to hammering in anyone other than Aaron Rodgers, first of all. However, if I'm trying to be unbiased here,
Phil and Tom as a dog is valuable as hell.
Yeah, man. Not only am I concerned about what's going on with Bryson DeChambeau lately, whether it's on the course or off the course, that is not giving me the most comforting feeling trying to back those guys. But also, we've seen Phil, and I guess I don't think I'm talking about out of my ass here. He's been, I know he's won the last one, but I feel like he's pretty damn solid in these, whenever he's in the match, whatever it's 1, 2, 3.
Wow. So DraftKings is exclusive betting partner of the match.
I got it pulled up here on DraftKings.
That's what I said. DraftKings exclusive betting partner of the match.
FanDuel. I thought you said
no.
You said, my bad. You said I have FanDuel pulled up. My bad.
No, I never said FanDuel, but no biggie.
All right.
No biggie. Yeah, if you guys use FanDuel, they do not have the match available for betting. So if you want to bet the match, it is only available on DraftKings. As far as I can tell, I don't know if they'll put it up later in the afternoon or what, but I don't see it on there. So yeah, I agree with you. It's hard for you to hammer in anybody but Roge. I know that for sure.
Aaron Rodgers is a solid golfer.
He's a solid golfer, but the way Phil plays, the arrogance that he plays with in these matches is superhuman. Like, forget any bad shots you've seen Phil Mickelson take over the last month. He's about to play the best match of his entire life, and there'll probably be about 4 or 5 holes that he's going to look at Tom and just say, we'll give that to him, huh? And scoop up the ball and just walk off the green, and it's going to be about a 40-foot putt, and they're going to have a 3-foot putt, and they're going to end up missing that 3-foot putt. The way Phil plays these, it's insane. It's
you're
insane.
Giving me a guy who's at least lately had a pretty questionable mental,
questionable at best. Questionable at best, my friend.
Gracious. Now, having said that, I do like Aaron Rodgers to, kind of not necessarily balance that out because he's obviously not a golf level. Obviously,
Rose reportedly, actually per him, took this offseason off to work on that mental health. To get that mind right.
I was gonna say he's not gonna be the one that's got the mental.
We might have a little yin and yang going here with some Bryson and Aaron.
I'm excited for this.
But then we might have everything start going off here, and I could see by the first 3 holes this line flip-a-roos real fast. I could see Phil and Tom getting out to a real quick early lead, birdie in the first couple holes. And
now I have to imagine he's pretty good, but I honestly don't know how solid Tom Brady is.
Tom's a killer. Tom's a murderer, dude. Did you not see his shot from the last match?
I mean, yeah. I guess I just don't know.
There's multiple shots.
Okay,
he's a killer.
I think I must have missed that one then.
Yeah,
I watched a handful of these. I must have missed that.
I think that was the second one because the third one was Tiger, Phil and Tiger,
right?
And then, that might have been the
first one was Phil and Tiger. That's right.
But then there was another Phil and Tiger. There were 2 of them, and then there was the Phil and Charles
versus
and Steph and Peyton.
Right.
So this will be the 5th or 6th. Hey.
Well, technically it's the match 4.
Yeah, the match 4. Yeah, well, whatever which one it is now, the match is happening today. I suggest you tune in because every single one of them has been electric, whether they're side betting on holes or whether Phil Mickelson is playing mind games with his opponents. It is an electric watch. So I can't wait. I'm going to be tuned in. I'm going to be smashing in some bets on it for sure. You heard it here first. I'm taking Phil and Tom to get the job done in the match today.
Yeah, I'm just cruising through, looking like they're going to have some solid props. So should be a fun one. I'm actually getting excited for this. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me that they wouldn't put this on July 5th when half the country is off of work after the 4th of July. Typically, because in the past they've done like the day after Thanksgiving or know something like that. So it's kind of weird that they're doing 4 o'clock on Tuesday the 6th.
That is weird. I didn't really think about that. Yeah, but hey, either way, I think it's whatever works for the professionals, not for the people. So there you go. There you have it. Let's keep these rants and reactions just cooking right along. Into the UFC, the 8-sided circle. One big thing I wanted to mention, not sure if anybody will ever have access to this, but Robbie Fox is, hey, big props to you, my man. If you ever hear this, or if by some chance somebody hears this and get whatever the case might be, Robbie Fox is doing the damn thing in the world of MMA. If you don't know who Robbie Fox is, he is with Barstool Sports, the very skinny, you know who he is. So if you haven't seen him, either way, he's had a few interviews with Conor McGregor, and I love Robbie. Robbie has an electric personality. He has some of the best content. I actually watched him breaking down a clip of him breaking down Fleetwood Mac's one of their albums, and he was talking about the percussion and how they like scratch the back of a chair. His knowledge is insane. Either way, back to MMA. He is the MMA and boxing authority for Barstool Sports, essentially. And now, apparently him and Conor McGregor are best friends.
Yeah, I always knew he was a huge fan of it.
Conor pops out for the early. Conor has arrived in Vegas Monday. Here we go, fight week. Conor comes out on stage, does a few waves, does a few this, does a few that, doesn't really say anything. As he goes to exit stage, stops, turns, looks right at Robbie and goes, "Robbie, how you doing, brother?" and walks off the stage. Doesn't say a word to anybody else, and Robbie just... I mean, yeah, I totally expected him to do that. I mean, it was great content. So wanted to say that I saw that and it absolutely killed me. I mean, that is awesome for Robbie because I know he's been working super hard at that. And hey, his content for MMA, if you guys want some good MMA content, I suggest you check him out as well. But for my MMA content, nothing really crazy for you guys. Nothing to really update. I pretty much got you updated there at the beginning of the week as far as rumblings, happenings in the heavyweight division, rumblings, happenings in other fight promotions outside of the UFC. Nothing else crazy has really come out yet. Chan Sung Jung, actually, TKZ, the Korean Zombie, is eyeing a title fight here. So we'll see what happens. Okay. He said that by how well he outpointed Dan Ige and just outclassed him throughout that entire fight, he is more than deserving of a title fight. Okay. So I can't say that I disagree. I would love to see TKZ back on the top once again, and I think I would throw my hat in the ring there for a little TKZ championship opportunity.
I think so too. At the very least, the next level fight to win the fight, the title fight. At least
little number one contender action for sure. I would definitely agree with it. So I saw that come out. We'll see if anything happens if TKZ gets another fight here in 2021. Would love to absolutely see it. And then Dan Ige too, because Dan Ige has not been bad. No. It was just one of those rough nights, one of those off nights. You can get got any time in the UFC.
Both of those guys seem like they're right in that sweet spot of getting that experience, but still not quite over the hill. So it's kind of that nice sweet spot in there, in that spot where they kind of tear through things in the second half of their career.
Absolutely. So there you go. They got it. But as for UFC 264, coming up this weekend, 4 more sleeps, ladies and gentlemen, as the great John Anik would say. Hopefully here sometime soon we can connect with that man because he is a big gambler and we are huge on the UFC. So our worlds interlace. He is the UFC and we are the gambling side of things, and we both love the opposite. Yeah. So we're trying to make some connections with John Anik. A little hint for you there. There's your daily hint. Outside of that, yeah, not a subtle hint at all. So there you go. There you got it. But yeah, cannot wait for UFC 264 Friday. As always, we'll have the main card parlay, the main card breakdown, full card breakdown. We'll have everything for you. So make sure, at the very least, you tune into Friday's show. We're going to kick off the Rants and Reaction segment with the UFC fight card breakdown and everything in between. Tends to be right when the lines are about the best. And my main card parlays are right there. I'm feeling one this week, ladies and gentlemen. So suggest tune in for that. We will be sure to break down all of the fights on UFC 264 coming up on Friday's show. Will be episode number 77 at that point. Holy cow. But moving right along, ladies and gentlemen, let's dive into the MLB here real quick, partner.
Okay.
Not going to waste too much time on it. Just a quick little update, though. I've done some reading on it. It does not look good. Not really going to talk about any of the things I've read or any of the logistics behind it. What I can tell you is talking about the Dodgers, talking about one of their big pitchers, Trevor Bauer. Per Dave Roberts, it does not look like he will be back past the 7-day MLB mandatory administrative leave. Looks like it's going to be a much, much, much longer timetable than that. And without saying it, he said that might be the season. Without saying it. So we'll see what happens here.
Yeah.
Not too certain, not going to waste a whole lot of time on it, but I don't know what the Dodgers can do without that ace guy.
I mean, I'm kind of in the same opinion of that where, we're not going to get into it, but unless something gets cleared up, chances are he's going to be out until that point.
Yeah, it's not going to be good. So, as always, you know our stance. If it's true, let justice be served to the fullest extent. If it's not, hope everything gets cleared up and we see Bauer outage back on the mound.
Seriously.
Either way, there's your update on that, just so you know, in case you're wondering where the hell has Trevor Bauer been. Dealing with a little bit of legality issues right now. But moving right along, I wanted to pose this question to you, partner. Actually, you'll probably disagree with me because your boys have already unveiled theirs, but have the Giants unveiled the best City Connect jerseys so far this season?
You already answered my question, first of all. Second of all, I actually, maybe it was just me and maybe my digging skills were off at the time. I couldn't find the clearest, single picture of the full thing. I
really?
kept finding, quarters of it and, partial of the logo. It was weird. I got the concept of it, but I didn't see one full shot that was the full uniform.
Well, Najee Harris had one on yesterday. He was at the Giants game for some reason. I don't understand why he was at the Giants game. It blew my mind. I was like, why is Najee wearing a Giants uniform? Unless he's, I think he might be from the Bay, actually. I think he might be from the Bay. Either way, he was wearing one yesterday. Sick as all get out. Yeah. Ice white with the orange logo, but it's a fog. So they're the orange logo fades from orange down to white, and then they got the Golden Gate Bridge on the sleeve. Okay. And then there's something else on the trimming and stuff. But I mean, it's just so icy and clean. Now, the socks, all blackout pinstripes, was pretty damn fucking clean as well.
Yeah, personally, there's not going to be much that can top that.
Yeah, I would say those. I would say those two have been my favorite so far, and I love the Cubbies. Obviously, bought my City Connect tee. Yeah. I freaking love that tee, but.
There's a lot that still are going to come out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so there should be some really good ones. I don't think the Giants are actually unveiling it until after the All-Star break, though. So still be a little bit of time before you actually get to see those. But there you go. There you have it. War on sticky stuff still raging on. Nothing new or noteworthy. Nobody really got pulled yesterday. I have been paying attention, though, partner, and these boys have been touching the brims of their hat an awful lot.
You think these umpires are kind of pulling the reins back?
Saying hey, because, I mean, think about it. How awkward did some of those interactions look when we first started doing that? Yeah. Uncomfortable.
Whether it's that pitcher actually being an asshole about it, whether it's that or, just an uncomfortable interactions. It's straight up uncomfortable. You're not wrong.
And the way, I talked about it yesterday, the whole Kenley Jensen deal on Sunday with the umpire literally doing the classic, let me look away, crack my neck, act like I don't see anything, and play ball. Right. Is that what we're doing now?
I think it is what we're doing now. Unless you're that obvious where you got a big old black spot in your glove or on your hat, I think we get more lenient on it. I don't think these umpires want to deal with that bullshit, and they just want to move on and play the game for the most part, I would say. The one thing, I mean, we've already talked about it a little bit, but the MLB seems to be doing this to stir the pot as far as the upcoming CBA agreements are concerned. It wouldn't surprise me if they were trying to throw in some shade as far as, stirring the pot, getting some heat off of robot umps.
Yeah.
Because that's a big thing. I mean, fans are still doing that, but it's, I see a little bit less of it since we've been talking about sicky stuff at the very least.
Yeah, definitely. I'm still a big proponent of it. Robot umps all day long in my mind. I mean, for crying out loud, some of these calls are egregious. I mean, Grandpa Rossi got booted from the game last night because of, it was ridiculous. And the umpire got talked into making that call because he made a close strike call. Yeah, you're getting chirped. Or we're getting chirped. We didn't have the YouTube up. Thanks, Scoot. We appreciate you, my friend. Thanks for stopping by, pal. But we are 100% American. We'll see what happens with the Olympics, okay? The jury is still out, pal. But, some of these egregious calls have just been off the charts. I would not put it past... Well, I don't even know.
I would put it past Rob Manfred.
I would put it past. That's what I was going to say. I would put it past Rob Manfred and not do anything to this really not be a concern of the play. Like you don't really hear anything about it from the MLBPA, so it's not like it's one of their big pushing points. It's not like they're going to bring it to the table at a new CBA. So when do we see robot umps? Who the hell's going to implement robot umps? Or unless we're going to do it stadium by stadium, clubhouse by clubhouse.
Stadium or just like, the television technology. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, it's rough. I mean, it's a whole rabbit hole, but the public is in agreement of it that it needs to happen. But how will it happen? A lot of other rabbit holes to dive down to see how that gets done. Fair. So we'll see if we see robot umps at any point in time. I don't foresee it anytime within the next few years at least. If we start consistently people and like guys like Rob Friedman, Pitching Ninja, some of those big guys, if they consistently start talking about it, then it's going to start moving some needles and we might see something happen. But for right now, it's just going to be a lot of bitching and moaning until...
I'll bitch and moan until it happens.
Till it happens. So there you go. And I'll sit right here, do the same damn thing, my friend. So there we go. There's your MLB for the day. Last two pit stops, ladies and gentlemen, the playoffs, NBA hardwood and the NHL ice. You know what? I want to save all the excitement here for the very end of the Rants and Reactions. So NBA hardwood, pal. Game 1 tonight, Phoenix Suns, Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis downgraded to doubtful last night. Seems to be everybody in good standing on the Suns.
Yep.
Where are you leaning? What are you thinking? I mean, I'm leaning that -6.5 and the under because...
we're obviously leaning under.
I see it happening pretty similar to... kind of similar to how a lot of these game ones have gone to where the underdog gets shut out pretty much. They don't score more than like 88, 89, 92, 93, somewhere in there. And then the favorite scores 105, 110, 115, somewhere in that ballpark range. I think I see that's how this game is going to play out. Suns coming with a little bit more rest. The Bucks still have some doubt, some questioning, and I don't know, man. The way the Suns are rolling right now, it just seems all but their series to lose.
I'm kind of torn on it. We've seen in NBA Finals Game 1s past that typically the underdog kind of surprises you, and this is a different case where if Giannis comes back, who knows what's going to happen. But if it was a series without Giannis for the full series, typically a team like that would come out and exceed expectations in Game 1, and then the Suns would wipe the floor with them the following, the rest of the series. So
sure.
I don't know if that's going to happen. I'm honestly leaning towards Bucks just because Game 1s in the finals, weird stuff usually happens. Games are a lot closer than you would expect, so I kind of like the +6.5. I don't know if I'll sprinkle money line or not, but I'm kind of leaning Bucks. I hope I'm not biased on that. I don't think I am. I don't have any true reason to be biased on that, even though I have been on the Bucks lately. With Giannis, though. So without Giannis, I don't know.
Yeah, it's toss-up. It's going to be interesting for the opening game, but I think, honestly, our play is the most valuable in what we found, and I think the under 219 is the most valuable in this. Sure. Yeah, absolutely, in this matchup. Might be some potential player props. Might throw together a little same-game parlay. Who knows what's going on here for Game 1, but it's the finals, and we only got, at the max, 7 games left. At the least, 4 games left. So... we only got a finite amount of time here to keep betting on the NBA, so we'll hammer in anything we can. So make sure you stay tuned. Sure we'll put out anything on the Action app. Actually, good time to remind you of that too. But definitely put all of the props, anything additional we play outside of the TTL pod, all on our Action profiles. Everything is tracked there, so you can follow me at cash_with_Colt. Follow RMags at RMags in all caps, and then you can follow the Talking the Line page at Talking the Line. And then we are also proud members of the Tally Site community. If you want to get access to some of the best insights, trends, and everything in between in the industry right now, please come over, join us at Tally Site. You can get 70% off an monthly membership. It's only $2.99 a month. You get 70% off if you go through us, so super duper easy. And it also helps support the show, helps make us bigger and better, and helps us bring out new content for you guys. And as we always say, keep TTL Sports Media growing bigger and better every single day. So check us out there. We do tend to put out graphics and different stuff on the Tally Site, so make sure you guys follow us there, check us out, and then if you do see any graphics on the Twitter or anything we put out, click on those, check it out, see what you think. Give us any feedback, give us anything you want. But it is consistently growing, consistently updating, and great stuff coming from Tally Site. So make sure you check us out there as well. Last but certainly not least, my friends, the Stanley Cup Ice. Last night, and you can check my Twitter profile, and it will not move until the deal is done. Talked about it a little bit yesterday, but partner, we said you better watch the fuck out with some stiff words like that. The mayor of the fine city of Tampa Bay, Florida, said, "Hey,
great mayor, sure,
great city, great mayor."
I don't know if she's great, but great city, sure.
Yeah, who knows if she's a great mayor? She could be real bad, but either way, we're about 1,600 miles away from her. Either way, said that, hey, we'll just take it a little easy. Let the Habs get one win. I found the clip of it.
Yep.
Full clip. Tweeted it. Habs in 7. Pinned it to the profile, and it will stay there until the deal is done. And my les habitants lift Lord Stanley above their head.
I was hoping that you somehow were misled on your French and were tweeting out some just horrible profanities or something like that. But nonetheless, we talked about it yesterday. No, I wasn't going to get too
crazy. All I wanted to do was the Habs goal. That's all I need. Okay. That's what les habitants means. I don't speak any fucking French.
Followers, Montreal Canadian.
Yeah, hey, great to see you guys. I got all types of Montreal Canadian followers and newscasters from the Great White North. So, hey there, good to see you guys. Great to be friends with you.
But we talked about it yesterday. I don't know what it is with these mayors who apparently don't pay that close attention to sports. They don't know what jinxes are and whatnot because, I can't bring up specifics, but typically when these things are said for mayors, governors, all the like, as far as, maybe take it easy or, we got this in the bag, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Things usually go poorly after that.
Things go south.
Still a big steep hill to climb. But, hey, Canadians' last couple of games, even
Scrapping.
game 2 and 3 that they lost, it wasn't like a landslide in game 1 was.
So they get that OT victory. Now do the tables turn. So you get Lightning just raking to open the series. We go to OT. Habs turn the tide. Now the Habs rake 5, 6, and 7.
That would be nuts.
Last time they went down 3-0 in a Stanley Cup playoff series, they came back and won it in 7 games.
For the sake of a jinx.
Oh, shit. That was in 2021.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, whoa.
For the sake of a jinx, I don't know, man.
I don't know. For the sake of a jinx, I don't know. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to be backing them. I can't put my money on them. Much like I was saying yesterday, if this is truly one of the last times I'll get to watch them, I'm going to watch full-heartedly on the bandwagon, but I won't be betting. I don't know. For the sake of a jinx.
We'll see about that.
We'll see what happens, baby. You know I'm all still on the Habs either way. You know what I'm doing. We'll see what happens. I'm sticking firm to it. Habs in 7. Habs in 7. You don't believe me? I pinned it to my damn profile just so you guys know the level I'm on with Les Habitants. That about does it. Oh, actually, wanted to say a quick little T's and P's. If you guys didn't know, little something happened to the Columbus Blue Jackets family over the holiday weekend. It came out at first that it was something totally different. And guys, this is just another example of why you need to be so careful during the 4th of July holidays. I know it's a blast to set off fireworks. I'm a pyromaniac myself. I know it's a blast. But please, even if you are going to drink and set off fireworks, please do it responsibly. Please, for the love of goodness. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Matiss Kivlenieks, 24-year-old goalie for the Columbus Blue Jackets, passed away on Sunday after taking firework trauma to the chest. And it sucks. It's terrible. It's extremely hard to even talk about or hear because he was such a promising young prospect, and being a year younger than me, that hits way too close to home. So guys, please, I know we got a whole nother year before this comes up. Just whatever you do, if you still got remnants in your fucking closet, please,
there's still definitely
please be safe, because it's too easy to be safe with fireworks, but it's also too easy to be dumb. And when you be dumb, really bad things can happen.
Yep.
So please, just a reminder, be safe, and T's and P's to the Kivlenieks family and all of the Columbus Blue Jackets family from the TTL Sports Media family. You guys are definitely in our thoughts and prayers. So if you guys ever do hear this, we're with you. So there you go. Turn the vibes back up a little bit there. I know that was a little bit of a rough way to end the Rants Reactions, but definitely wanted to send some T's and P's out there. Outside of that, my friend, bring these vibes back up through the fucking floor. Anything you got burning on the brain, melting on the heart, festering on the soul that you have been dying to get out to the kind folks that joined us on episode 74 today of the TTL Pod.
Okay, so June 8th, 1993, last time the NBA Finals was in Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay.
What was the number one song in the country at the time?
One more time with the year.
June 8th, 1993.
1993.
You're not going to get this right.
June 8th, 1993.
Might get the movie if you didn't see it on my screen.
I did not.
Okay.
I'm glad I didn't. I looked in that direction, but I didn't.
You're not going to get this song.
In 1993, I'm going to say... Okay, at least give me a genre.
Pop.
Okay, that's where I was going.
It's a woman singer.
Is it a song by Shania Twain?
Nope. It's Janet Jackson.
Janet Jackson. Oh, wow.
That's the way love goes.
Yeah, I would have never guessed it. I would have never guessed it, but I know the song for sure. But
it's a jam and a half.
I had 2 years before I was even a twinkle in my daddy's eyes. So
okay, so no, the only one I ever got here, number one movie on that day. This one you might be able to guess. Sci-fi,
1993.
Consider it sci-fi.
Ooh.
Classic, popular movie.
1993. Oh, dinosaurs? Question mark.
If I say yes, you had
Jurassic Park.
Yes.
Oh, let's go.
Very well.
It was either. Yeah, that's honestly the only place I couldn't think of any, like, I was gonna say Powder, but like that's not popular enough. You didn't even know that movie. Like, that's, if you guys don't know the movie Powder, you have never seen that. Holy hell, that is such a good movie. It is not about cocaine. It is not about cocaine.
Who cares about powder?
It's a great ass movie. I suggest you go watch it. It is about an albino boy who has
telekinesis?
No, telepathic powers. That's the word. Telekinesis, yeah. Move shit with his mind. But there you go. Thank you, partner. 1993, June 8th, 1993. Last time they were there.
Powder.
The only reason why he's bummed about that because I just showed him that video the other day and I was just losing my mind about it.
Just random as fuck.
Hey, if you don't know and they don't know by now, my middle name is Random Pal. I walk down the aisles of my mind and just start ripping shit off the shelves. Okay, so just leave me be. Ignore me sometimes. All right. But hey, appreciate your sidebar there. Appreciate the information. Also, the Phoenix Suns and Milwaukee Bucks, they have a little bit of a interesting history and backstory while we're on this here right now. In 1973, I'm going to say, 73 or 77, I'm really good with like seeing dates, but it's either 73 or 77.
That was a good backup.
Yes, no, like I know, but like I have photographic memory. Like that's what I was trying to see. It's either 73 or 77. I know it starts with 7. The Phoenix Suns and the Milwaukee Bucks engaged in a coin flip for the number 1 overall pick in the draft that year?
For Lou Alcindor.
Oh, look at you, even his original name. What a guy. For you guys, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And they would go on to win the playoffs that year with the young man, the rookie. And the Suns would go on to wait a long time.
Yes.
A very long time.
Very long.
But there you go. A little bit of tidbit for you as well. So, hey, I got a sidebar for you guys too. There you go. Thanks for that, partner. All of that being said, nothing else major I got here on the list. Anything I missed sports-wise? Any breaking news we need to get out?
Nothing.
All right. Well, this one's going to be a little bit shorter than yesterday. We went about 2 hours yesterday talking about this, that, and the other. There was a lot more to rant and react about.
The calm that is the storm before the match 4.
Yes. Yes, sir. So there you go. There you have it. Rants and reactions. Let's get this show closed out the only way I know how and the TTL crew knows how. A little bit of motivation minutes for you today. Oh, a little bit of freeze there. Don't know what the heck happened, but we should be back all in action. I do believe. Yes, we are. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, quick sip of high-quality H2O. Of course, a quick spill on my shirt as well. Hilariously on brand. Let's get you a little motivation here today. So, if you haven't read the description, wanted to share a little bit of perspective on priming events. Now, what do I mean by that? Your mind might be kind of spinning. It probably has been spinning a little bit since the beginning of the show if you've been sticking around the whole time. What exactly is Colt going to be talking about? Well, it's something that I've talked about in the past, quite a long time ago, and actually wrote a newsletter on something kind of similar, but I didn't get this perspective or this way to look at it until literally yesterday. It just kind of came to my head and popped in my mind, and I kind of wanted to share what I was thinking. So, in life, obviously, we all have these big events that we're trying to attain, or big goals, or big achievements that we need to get to. That's the macro. We're all so focused on the macro, and how can we get there, and why am I not getting there now, and why is this thing happening to me now when I'm trying to get to that? Well, those are your priming events. On the road to get to that main goal, that main event, you have to go through a shitload of priming events. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't be prepared for when you get to the big event. And I know, I can attest to it too, the priming events suck. They're not fun. It's not enjoyable. But how can you handle them? Are you someone who, when you got to go through those issues and those problems, I can never catch a break, here we go again, or are you the person that says, all right, unexpected challenge. What is this going to teach me? What am I supposed to learn here? What is this getting me further in? What mindset do you have? How do you approach your priming events? When shit hits the fan and you don't get the answer that you were expecting for the last week, month, 6 months, year, you don't get that answer, what's your reaction? Do you turn around and forget the macro main event because one small priming event hurt your progress when it really didn't hurt your progress at all because it's a priming event? It's adding to your repertoire. It's getting you further. Why turn around? Why go back just because of one bump in the road? Another quote, it's kind of a combination of a personal quote and things I've heard other people say in the past, but when one door closes, another door opens, but it's hell in the hallway. And when you're in those priming events, you're just in the hallway. And I can promise you that next door is going to open. But in order for it to, you got to keep trudging down that hallway. You got to keep taking those priming events one at a time, not viewing them as something to hurt you or something to create more stress or an additional load to you. They're being added to your path and to your plate to help teach you, help mold you, and help you grow to reach your ultimate goal. So remember, my friends, the the process is so much more important than the product. And when you get lost in the process and you get lost in those priming events and you start to get comfortable being uncomfortable in those hallways, is when you really start seeing things happen in your life. When you stop trying to fight all those moments that are there to make you better and you just allow them to happen, then you start reaching those macro ultimate goals. I can promise you, because I got GFO classification to talk about it. I do it, I live it. I am a process over product nut. I grind day in and day out, not knowing any idea where this company is going to go. I got a pretty good vision. My partner's got a pretty good vision as well, but shit can change. We go through priming events every single day, do we not?
We do.
We got to research. We got to learn. We got to grow. We hit some walls. We look at each other and say, what's this teaching us? Where's this going to take us? So today I challenge you to start embracing your priming events. Start focusing on the micro and what right here and now is doing to get you to the macro. And remember, when one door closes, another door opens, but it's hell in the hallway. Get through that hallway, keep walking, and you'll eventually make it. Burst through that door, and you're going to have some serious success. I promise. That does it for my motivation minutes for today.
Good stuff, my man. I mean, the one thing, I can't really add too much. The one thing that really sticks out to me, and you said it a couple times, is what can I learn from this? And that really sticks with me. And you, like as you already mentioned, you can't be having that mindset of I can't catch a break, I can't do this or that. What can you learn for this? Maybe why are you in that spot, and where do you go from here? That's what I love about what you said.
100%. And there's real power and truth in that. Mm-hmm. That the more you say, I can never catch a break, I can never do anything, why is this doing this to my... the more that will continue to happen.
Oh, yeah, no question.
And the moment you decide to change your mindset, turn it around and say, hey, I'm just going to learn from this. You cook right on through the process, my friends. And before you know it, the product is in your lap. So why have I been fighting it like this for so long? You have that epiphany moment. So there you go, my friends. Fall in love with your priming events in the process today and watch yourself reach those macro events without any problem. There you go. One more time, my motivation minutes of the day. Hope that gave you a little bit of inspiration and motivation. Get you through this Tuesday. Any mountains, no, they're molehills that you got to conquer today. I hope you can get right on through them. Remember, what do I always say? Give them the blades! If anybody's got anything to say to you, if you want to give them the left one too, that's fine. And if you're standing on the battlefield and you see flaming arrows flying your way and you don't know what you're going to do, what do we do, Max? We snatch those fuckers out of the air and crack them over our knee because we are the baddest ones in the valley. We're bringing that heat today, ladies and gentlemen. So if anybody's got anything to say, once again, give them the blades! But that all being said, that's show. That about does it here, that's ladies and gentlemen. July 6th, 2021. Wanted to remind you one more time so you don't have to check your calendars. You better know what date it is. I've said it about 30 times throughout the course of this entire show. Episode number 74 is a wrap. Ladies and gentlemen, degenerates, gamblers far and wide. As always, for myself and Mags, we hope you have a spectacular rest of your Tuesday. Unless you have other plans, let's cash some tickets.